This is a 190 Q&A practice test. Plaintiff attorney, Mr. Morris, capital M-O-R-R-I-S. Defense attorney, Ms. MS period, Hannah, capital H-A-N-N-A. And we'll start with the plaintiff attorney. Ready? Other than the blood that appears at 7299, is there any other blood that was on the roadway at the scene of this accident? No. If we look at Exhibit 12, your report, page 7, item 4, it talks about a debris field. Do you see that? Yes. And if we look at the page 5, we see the debris field, do we not? Correct. And some of the debris, it looks like a lot of the debris was in the westbound lane. Some of the debris was in the eastbound lane. Strike that. Poor question. It looks like the majority of the debris was in the eastbound lane and some of the debris was in the westbound lane. Is that accurate? Yes. And do you know how far into the westbound lane the debris extended, that debris field? I'd have to consult Officer Mazur's notations. Did he indicate that in his total station? Vague, ambiguous. Yes, it would be the outside of that debris field. Okay. And what is it? Oh, I see. It would be item number 4 in its entirety. All I have to do is go through this and I'll be able to see what his total station perimeter would have been. Correct. Do you know why it was that they used the total station on this accident? Typically with a higher level investigation, such as a fatal traffic collision, we like to bring in another officer that might have better tools to accurately depict the scene of the collision. When you say better tools, you mean a total station. In this case, a total station or any other array of tools that I don't have. Did anybody use any other tools other than what you had available for the investigation of this accident other than the total station? No. We already covered this, I think, last time. On page 9, you said all times speeds measurements are approximate. Yes, and that's an accurate statement, correct? Yes. And I note on page 10 that Officer Mazur is noted on line 11 as being the officer who did the measurement statements and factual diagram. Yes. And is he depicted in any of the pictures that we have here in Exhibit 14? Yes. Which one? Which? Do you want me to do a series or just one? Just one picture. I mean, that's okay. Just the picture number and circle him with that red pin, 7204, and just go ahead and circle Officer Mazur. Okay. Okay, thank you. Do you know how long Officer Mazur was present at the scene of this accident? I don't. Do you know when he arrived? No. Did he arrive after you? Yes. Do you know how long it was after your arrival that he arrived? I don't. Were you the first one? I can't remember. I may have asked you this last time. I apologize if I did. Were you the first one on the scene of this accident? I was the first California Highway Patrol personnel on scene. Okay, and do you know if you or anyone else took any measurements of the location where Mark Cain was laying at this point of rest? No. Did you ever do that? Did I ever measure with any kind of measuring device exactly where he was or approximately where he was? No. Do you know if anybody did from the CHP? No. In other words, Officer Mazur never took a total station reading at that location. I assisted him with the total station holding the pole. What my question is did Officer Mazur take a total station reading of the location where Mark Cain was? Okay, at Mark Cain's point of rest? No. Are you aware of anyone from the CHP ever doing any kind of speed analysis as to how fast the motorcycle was going at the point of impact? No. Are you aware of anyone from the CHP doing a speed analysis as to how fast the van was moving, if it was moving at the time of the impact? No. Are you aware of anyone from the California Highway Patrol who ever actually formally reconstructed this accident using mechanical engineering and physics skills? No. Let's take a really quick break. Okay, all right. Officer, we have on page 19, it starts the statement of Ms. Santos, correct? Yes. And this was taken through Officer Villa, who was speaking Spanish, correct? Correct. It says this, quote, P2 related to Officer Villa, the following in essence. It says, and this is where the statement starts, quote, P2 was driving the van and was coming from her church on Malibu Street and Vincent Street. And what I want you to do is confirm that's what Ms. Santos said by just saying yes. If you indicate to me yes, then that tells me and the record and counsel that this is what Ms. Santos said, okay? Yes. It goes on to say, quote, she took Malibu Street to Brea Highway and headed westbound on Brea Highway en route to her workplace on West Valley Road. Yes. It goes on to say P2 was traveling approximately 40 to 45 miles per hour, and then 100 motorcycles began passing along her left side, traveling in the same direction. Yes, it says some of the motorcycles passed alongside her vehicle very close, and others crossed over the double yellow lines and got back into the westbound lane in front of her vehicle. Yes. All right, now with regard, I want to deviate right now from the statement. As to those motorcycles, did Ms. Santos explain to you that the motorcycles involved in this accident was not in that group of motorcycles? No. Did she make that clear to you? Not me personally. Or two, in your discussions with Officer Villa, did he make that clear to you that that's what she was saying to him? Yes. Okay, so you understood in investigating this accident that when Ms. Santos was advising that 100 motorcycles began passing her, as what's shown here from lines 20 to 26, you, as the lead officer in this accident, knew that the motorcyclist involved in this accident was not in that group, correct? Correct. Okay. The statement goes on. It says P2 related that as the motorcycles passed, they seemed to slow down to approximately 30 to 35 miles per hour, and as she approached the right curve in the road east of West Valley Road, she put her turn signal on. Yes. Now let's talk for the moment about the turn signal. Ms. Santos told you through Officer Villa that she put her turn signal on east of the right curve in the road. Yes. When I say east, I mean east or West Valley Road. Is that right? East. Yes. Let's see if I have something here. I had an opportunity to talk with Ms. Santos, and she told me that she put her turn signal on. I'm going to show you Exhibit 3 to her deposition, and you'll see a point A where it says turn signal on for the first time. You'll see it. Take a look at that. Do you see where she's put a circle in the road? It's a dark circle. Yes. As to your understanding, did she explain to you any specific location where she said she put her signal on? Or was it just before the curve? Just before the curve is what she explained to Officer Villa. And with regard to the statement that she gave to Officer Villa and to you through him, do you know how many times Ms. Santos said she put her turn signal on? Vague, ambiguous. To my knowledge, one time. Okay, she said she put her turn signals on line 7 as we just discussed, right? Yes, she said to you and to Officer Villa she put her turn signal on east of West Valley, correct? Yes, the statement goes on to say P2 related that there was no one behind her through the turn and she always signals early because she has to slow down. She said that, right? Yes. So she told you that her custom and her practice was to always turn my signal on early, right? Yes. Slow down for the left turn on West Valley Road, correct? Yes. It says, quote, P2 started to brake and slowed down to approximately 10 miles per hour to make the left-hand turn. Yes. It says, quote, she observed there were no cars approaching in the eastbound lane. Yes. It says P2 then looked in all 3 of the mirrors of her vehicle and there weren't any cars or motorcycles approaching. Yes. Now, when she said that, you understood by looking in her rear view mirrors, all 3 of them. That's the left mirror on the outside. Yes. All right, the word list. We have Mark Kane, capital M-A-R-K. New word, capital K-A-N-E. Mazer, capital M-A-Z-E-R. Mazer. Ms. Santos, M-S period, capital S-A-N-T-O-S. West Valley Road, capital W-E-S-T, new word, capital V-A-L-L-E-Y, new word, capital R-O-A-D. Malibu Street, capital M-A-L-I-B-U, capital S on street. Officer Villa, capital O on officer. Villa is capital V-I-L-L-A. Vincent Street, capital V-I-N-C-E-N-T, capital S on street, Vincent Street. Brea Highway, capital B-R-E-A, capital H on highway, Brea Highway. And that's it for the word list, and that will conclude our 190 Q&A practice test.